Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Firzj here. This is a short video explaining every single power for the seasonal theme Lights Glowing. Unfortunately there is no PTR and thus it is impossible for me to test out every single power in real action, including the latest season. This also applies to the gameplay footage itself, so most of the time you'll just see me playing some random greater rifts. Here basically I'll rely on my personal experience, the way I feel and what I remember from that theme. If I'm wrong about specific power, just let me know. I would be happy for any comments, but don't call me stupid. Thank you. Angelic crucibles can drop from any difficulty level and sources like chests, monsters, goblins inside vault or bosses, but only after reaching level 70 and only from season. So if you expect to find them straight from level 1, then just be patient. These angelic crucibles will reforge any item to primal with a bonus property that is class specific, and it will also reroll all the stats on the corresponding item. If you are not happy with the results, you can always reforge it with another spare crucible. Okay, now after we are done with the basics, let's talk about the powers. First I'm going to discuss Demon Hunter, as it is by far the most efficient class in the game and many players choose it for speed farming and easy XP. First power is Sanctified Cluster Arrow. Instead of explosive shots, it creates a piercing rays of light. This power is definitely not that useful in speed farming, but remember that this skill is essential for Marauder, and this set is perfect to get the job done in top tier greater rifts. With the right amount of firepower and mob density, you can easily reach new ranks in the leaderboards. Second power is Sanctified Strafe. The description is short, but the bonus is superior. All it does is that it casts any of your last hated spenders. It can be multi-shot, impale, cluster arrow, anything. This is by far the best option for Demon Hunter. It can be used in Greater Rifts and Nephilim Rifts. While you are strafing, you will auto cast any of these skills and deal massive amount of damage. It's perfect for Unhold Essence, Shadow Mantle or Natalia's Vengeance. The most unpopular of all options is probably Sanctified Vengeance. It unleashes a barrage of rockets that deal damage equal to a percentage of the maximum HP mob has. Sounds a bit complicated, plus as the description states, it deals less damage to elites and bosses, which is not cool. Plus you need cooldown reduction to maintain this skill at all times. Maybe some sets can benefit from this skill and it's good for speed farming, but Strafe is unmistakably the best. Monks have pretty decent angelic powers which are best used in Greater Rifts, and depending on your playstyle or build you can choose the following. Sanctified Way of the Hundred Fists is a well-known ability for Gen monks back when they were used as boss killers in meta play. This power basically skips the first animation of attack and it always deals the second finishing move for the maximum output damage. It is the best suited for Raymond Thousand Storms and Shenlong Fist sets. For some of the players this playstyle might be challenging, so keep that in mind. Next is Sanctified Wave of Light. This power creates up to 5 bells at the target location. Any player who attacks that bell will deal a lot of damage to surrounding enemies, which is what we need for Greater Rifts. It is also scalable from your equipment, specifically legendaries that improve Wave of Light skill in any way. As for speed farming, this ability is going to be an overkill, considering the fact that Wave of Light by itself has enough range and area of effect when it's paired with Explosive Light Rune or Dzokrin Gaze Spirit Stone. And the last one is Sanctified 7-Sided Strike. It is intended to be used with Uliana set. Other builds won't benefit much of this ability for obvious reasons. Upon activation, the skill will hit a single random enemy with a lot of instant punches, so it would be easier for you to trigger Explosive Palm and make everything go boom. If you are unfamiliar with Uliana's playstyle, the goal of this set is to kill at least one enemy with an active palm to activate an explosive chain reaction, and this Sanctified power is what makes it good for pushing GRs. Crusaders have a few decent options for speed farming and pushing. Sanctified Fist of the Heavens power calls down a thunderbolt every 2 seconds. If you ride a horse, aka Steed Charge, it procs more often. This is a superior bonus that synergizes well with the legendary items and sets like Armor of Akan or Aegis of Valor. It is perfect for speed farming and Greater Rifts, as these thunder strikes can cover a large area and hit many enemies around you, as if you are playing an almighty badass warrior of light. Moving next, we have Sanctified Falling Sword. This power spawns 2 Archangels for a short time, casting Consecration, Condemn and dealing some damage. They act both like debuffers and damage dealers. This bonus seems to work well with Seeker of the Light, Archon or Invoker. The last one is Sanctified Blessed Hammer. It is another power that is designed specifically for Seeker of the Light. However, according to the feedback and leaderboards, this seems to be the least popular option for Crusaders. Using this for speed farming is probably a mistake. It takes time to spin all these hammers and your character has to stand still. As a result, it takes more time to clear portals. Greater Rifts is a different story. These hammers can probably deal some decent damage, but Seeker of the Light on its own isn't very strong. Barbs have a lot of options whether you want to do 4-man meta or solo GRs. Sanctified Whirlwind will periodically pull enemies in at your position within 25 yards. This power is perfect in Greater Reefs for crowd control, especially meta play when you play Z-Barb to create pixel zones for damage dealers. To those who don't know, pixel is basically a mass pool where several monsters remain simultaneously in one place. These pixelated areas are perfect for damage dealers to proc area damage or target kill specific elites. However, if you use Whirlwind too often, the monsters will become immune to control for a while. Sanctified Wrath of the Berserker generates Tempest Rhythm. It's a buff that will enhance your damage, which is what we need in Greater Rifts. For speed farming it is not that important as monsters die easily even with unrolled gear on T16. According to the leaderboards, this power is the least popular choice, probably for a reason because next Sanctified buff is an overkill for GRs. And we are talking about Hammer of the Ancients. It hits in all directions around the player and every 10th cast unleashes a powerful shockwave. This is especially useful if you have dense areas full of monsters. Plus, this skill is extremely scalable. There are plenty of legendaries that buff Hammer of the Ancients, best used with Legacy of Dreams or Immortal King. It is certainly a devastating option for Greater Rifts, but speed farming with this power is not going to reveal its full potential. Wizards have some deadly sanctified powers, but they are mostly designed for pushing high tier Greater Rifts rather than casual farming. Sanctified Arcane Orb will now orbit around your character and these orbs will detonate simultaneously when the enemy gets close. I guess it's going to be a solid option for farming and pushing Greater Rifts if you play Delseer or some kind of Legacy of Dreams build. Next is Storm Armor. This power makes your storms deadly. As the description states, it releases a powerful thunderbolt from the sky, instantly killing a random enemy. It also deals a tremendous amount of damage to elites and bosses. However, it takes 30 seconds to charge one shot. Definitely not designed for speed farming. Solo pushers are going to be happy for sure. If executed properly, you can go up a few ranks in the ladder. Last power is Sanctified Magic Missile. It fires multiple missiles that seek enemies. I guess Star Rush and Firebird paired with Fragment of Destiny can do the most damage with this power. Should be a solid option for Greater Rifts and Nephilim Rifts as these missiles do a lot of damage and they attack several enemies at once. Necromancers have many variations for different builds, but most of them will only find use in GRs. First power is Sanctified Army of the Dead. This ultimate ability receives one extra rune Unconventional Warfare, which increases damage to 50k to random targets as physical, and nothing else to it here. This power seems to work best with Rathma for pushing high GRs. For speed farming and mid Greater Rifts it won't matter much as everything dies quickly. Sanctified Death Nova generates up to 3 spirits every 5th time you hit an enemy. It perfectly synergizes with the Iron Rolls, Funerary Peak and Blood Tide Blade. I don't think this power has much use in their Nephilim Rifts or bounties, but in Greater Rifts your Necro will surely jump a few ranks in the ladder. According to the leaderboards, Scenarios and Tragul have the most advantage out of it. Last one is Command Golem. This power will let you store up to 30 corpses for using any corpse skills like Corpse Lance, Corpse Explosion or Revive. This sanctified bonus doesn't increase your damage and it simply makes your corpses more portable, so to say. I guess the best use of this power is with the Pestilence set and Moribund Gauntlets to shed even more corpses. And the final class of this video is Witch Doctor. The first power is Sanctified Horrify. It becomes an aura that causes enemies to receive more damage. Not a very popular option, but I guess it could be viable for some builds. Definitely not for top tier Greater Rifts, it's just a nice bonus to have. Next power is Sanctified Haunt. Enemies affected by Locust Swarm are also haunted. When you cast Piranhas, all haunted enemies within 60 yards are put to the target location. Elites and bosses also take massive damage. This power is a solid choice for most of the sets, including Mondonogu, Jade Harvester, Zunimasa, Arakir, and even Helltooth. It is not very effective at Nephilim Reefs or bounties because of the Locust Swarm, but for top tier GRs it is the best option for sure. And the final one is Sanctified Gargantuan. This power is designed exclusively for Helltooth. Here pets are summoned periodically, zombie dogs gain effects of all runes, and you can sacrifice them to squeeze more damage. With Shortman's Finger and Mask of Jerome, this sanctified power will make your pet build even stronger. Alright, now to sum things up. These sanctified powers can drop pretty much anywhere after you reach level 70. You can reforge your items as many times as you want, but you can equip only one. Most powers are solid, either for speed farming or greater rifts. It all depends on your personal preferences. If you want to have some fun or try something new, choose any power, tune your build and just go. Similar to Ethereos or Soul Shards, Light's Calling theme brings a lot of game-changing bonuses which can shake the meta and make the game more entertaining. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found the information useful. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Have a nice day and stay safe.